I got a hair transplant in Turkey, and it was one of the best medical experiences I had in my life. You may have noticed in my earlier videos, I was always wearing a hat. That's because since my late 20s, I've struggled with hair loss. Like most people, I tried combing my hair differently to cover up my bald spots. I tried wearing a hair system, and eventually I just gave up and shaved my head completely. I started researching hair transplants in America, but many of the doctors were charging over $20,000. And for these doctors, hair transplants were more of a side hustle. I wanted someone for whom hair transplants were their life and passion. That's when I heard about Turkey being the best place to go for getting new hair. I want to talk about what the experience was like, how much it cost, what the recovery was like, and if you stick through this entire video, I will give you the direct number to the person who I believe is the best hair transplant doctor in the world. There were many highly rated clinics in Turkey that charged $2,000 for a full transplant, but I ended up going with a specialized doctor that charged $5,000. The reason I chose this particular clinic was that they only saw one patient per day, and the doctor who would do the transplant was the person who trained most of the other doctors in Turkey. Here's what the experience is like. You arrive at the clinic around 6 a.m. You are greeted at the entrance by one of the nurses who takes you up to the penthouse level of a 20-floor office building where they do the hair transplant. The staff has a breakfast waiting for both you and the doctor, and over the meal you discuss the procedure. I can't overstate how beautiful this clinic is. There are large windows everywhere overlooking the city of Istanbul. After breakfast, they take you to the doctor's personal office where they shave your head, and the doctor spends about an hour examining your follicles and designing your new hairline. They take the hair from the side and back of your head, and so there's an art to this. They want to transplant enough follicles to give you a great hairline, but not so much that the side of your head looks overly thin. They also account for different types of hair, so someone with African hair would get a different design than someone with European hair. Once both you and the doctor are satisfied with his design, you go to the hair transplant room. They give you a few pills to relax, and then they give you an injection to numb your head. The only part that sort of hurts in this procedure is the first injection. After that, you don't really feel anything. The total procedure takes about 10 hours total. For the first hour, you are hyper aware of everything that's happening, but after that, you start to relax. I actually slept for half the procedure. The nurses extract the hair and the doctor makes the incisions for the transplant. What's great about going to a clinic that only sees one patient a day is that they never rush any of the steps, and you're given 3 breaks to have meals and snacks, which they provide. Once the procedure is done, you spend 2 days in your hotel for the initial recovery. The doctor and nurses will check up with you during this time frame. After that, you will have a 2-week period where the hair heals a little bit more. It can look a little bit weird at this point, and then after that, you have a normal looking hairline, and it looks kind of like you had a military buzz cut. Now, oftentimes the initial hair that is transplanted will fall out in the first month. That's totally normal. When it grows back a second time, it stays permanently. This process really changed how I felt about healthcare. In hospitals in America, you feel like you're just a number, but in Turkey, it's an extremely patient-centric experience. It's the kind of service you would expect if you were buying a luxury car like a Bentley. I did promise you my doctor's information. His name is Dr. Kayehan, and here is his WhatsApp number and his website. He is a straight shooter and a consummate professional. I didn't get paid for this video, by the way. I was just so happy with my experience. I wanted to share his info with people in my audience who may be follically challenged like I was. The procedure and that experience is terrific, but as a bonus, you also get to spend a week or 2 in Istanbul, which is an amazing city with amazing food and some of the best people in the world. So if you or someone you know is looking for a hair transplant, I would consider Turkey. And if you're going to Turkey, I would recommend going to Dr. Kayehan. He's the best. And if this video provided value to you, give me a like and a follow. That really helps out my channel. And I'll see you guys on the next video, maybe with a new hairline. Take care.